Today, your goal in math is still to find the volume of objects, but this time they're not just rectangular prisms. So we have talked before about counting the cubes that make up an object to find the cubic units of that object. And so we're going to do that again today, and this time they're not just squares. So that's why it's a little trickier. So when we do this, we start by counting the ones that we can see. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7. Now, I also know that underneath, like this one, there have to be other layers. So I can know that what the volume of this is must be larger than 7. But I also know that I can figure it out kind of based upon the layers. And so I can look at this in terms of layers as well. So on the bottom, I know there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just on the bottom, because that layer covers every place that has blocks on top of it, because blocks can't just hang out in space. So my bottom layer has 7. My next layer has 1, 2, 3. There has to be one under here, 4, 5. So I have 7 plus 5, which is 12, and then this little one, which is 13. So we can think about it in layers of cubes that would build our tower. Here, this one you can see most of the cubes. I can see 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, 6 here, 7, 8, and then again, because these are sticking up, I know that there must be a block underneath here because again, it can't just hang out in space. So this would have 9 cubic units to it. This one is a rectangle or square. So the important thing to remember is that in the middle here, there are still cubes underneath here. So I can think about this in terms of length times width times height, or I can think about it in terms of cubes. So I know the top layer has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that there's another layer right underneath it also with 12. So 12 plus 12 is 24. The other thing I could do is length times width times height. So 2 times 3 is 6 times 4 is 24. So how long is it? How wide is it? And how tall is it? Length times width times height. The last ones that we'll talk about look like this. So again, imagining what the volume is of the parts that you don't see. So on the bottom here, I see that I do have a giant rectangle, and that rectangle is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 15. And I have 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2. So that's going to be 6. So 15 plus 6 is 21. And I have 22, 23, 24, and this last one would make it 25. So today you are counting the cubic units and then completing the worksheet that is attached. Make sure that you take time to imagine the cubes that you can't see, but that would be needed to support the structure of the object.